All right, last part of round one. Let's count them down. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I am still here with Anna D. Team Ohio for the win. Let's go.
Ohio!
Oh, Katie has a heart. I tried to clean up all those hearts and I missed one. You have not earned that yet, Katie.
An early misdrop from Scooty.
For Mo, we had an exact tie score at the top match. Katie and Fractal. Katie with that extra line knocks on her second Tetris. Now it's 46-45. And interestingly, Oscar's yet to score a Tetris. So this board is all kinds of messy for both players. The RNG must be less than ideal. What's your nice word for a crappy RNG seed?
Well, I have a nice word for that. I have no kind words for that.
No kind words. But your version of an unkind word is like some 17-syllable word from academia?
I would say it's unfortunate.
Unfortunate, okay. But Oscar is getting out of this. Scooty's in scoring position, but has a deep well that he filled in nicely with two fortunate pieces. Knocks on a Tetris, now he's up 97-46, and Oscar is one line clear away from clean board, and there it is. Back at the top, Fractal's ahead 182-139. The Pokemon did defeat the... Yeah, you have the penguin power this time, so that's interesting to see how that's going to help out without Fractal's protection.
Yes, for those of you who missed it, Fractal gave me his penguin to babysit during his match, but I'm now holding it hostage.
That's a very important responsibility. And Oscar is now behind about 100,000. Scooty is doing Scooty things. Although his board he hasn't had any of those crazy dirty Tetrises or center roll Tetris yet. It's been mostly a standard board. But up top, Katie holding her own versus the world champ.
Ossify, melee player Ossify. It's a melee side stream. Stream on the right, Ossify.
About a 2 Tetris difference up top, 342-280. Down at the bottom, Oscar has maintained that lead or that deficit, but hasn't grown anymore. But Oscar gonna maybe set up a dirty Tetris, decides not to, gets the triple to go back to his scoring position, but Scooty's lead is just increasing. But this is interesting at the top. I'm real intrigued on how this is going to progress.
This is the Genesis Gaming Convention in San Jose, California.
I think you have to be, it's kind of broy and masculine. It's Genesis X. You know, you have to have like a lot of gravel in your voice because it's fighting games. And a lot of like fancy and futuristic serif fonts. And Red Bull, lots of Red Bull.
I have seen lots of Red Bull.
Yeah. $479-418. Fractal still maintaining that 2.5 Tetris lead over Katie.
Fractal and Katie are both on amazing
these are great paces. And at the bottom, Scooty's lead is about 170,000, so 6 Tetrises and some change. Oscar looks like he's going for DAS with these early stages, maybe trying to maintain some strength in his wrists and hands. But you can see the power of rolling. Fractal playing at the top of the board like it's level 0.
Katie's in a little trouble.
It's handling it as well as she can with the pieces that are coming in.
She gets out of it beautifully.
great work by Katie to get out of that issue at level 18. Ooh, misses the T. But look at this. Oh my goodness, Fractal. Monster isn't an apt enough description for this score at this point in the game.
He could very well have a 700K transition.
I wonder how many burns total he's taken.
I remember at CTWC 2022, he had almost a perfect game.
Yeah, it was 27 Tetrises in a row.
And I remember that he said he has had a perfect game before, but it wasn't on stream. So he was
Of course
very
not.
happy to do that in person.
Oh my goodness, 7-16 transition for Fractal. And Katie just kind of like, man, what do I got to do? 537 is great for me. But 19's a different game than 18. Chat going nuts, popping off over that 7-16, and Fractal still keeping that monster pace going.
And down at the bottom, Scooty
Oh, and
takes the
Scooty
first
does
game.
take good, yeah, good eye. We were all focused up top. GG's Scooty.
Fractal 817 and Katie 550. Katie has been
Man.
playing a beautiful game, but it's just, you can't compete with what Fractal's doing right now.
Scooty's gonna watch Fractal for a moment here. But my goodness, Fractal just pouring it on.
Melee player meds to the main stage. Melee player meds.
More, the famous Jonas battle cry. 956 at level 23. We are watching almost history here, Anna D.
Chat saying Fractal's on pace for level 24 max out.
And there's a max out at level 23.
23 max out.
Katie's only behind by 400,000, but I have faith she can come back. That's not sarcasm. But Fractal gonna keep going.
Now Katie's had a DAS 1.2, so she is quite the impressive player.
But man, you just 1.1 million for Fractal. We like our hexadecimal here. The B equals 1.1. And Katie's still fighting. Fractal knocks out another one at 1.2 million at level 26. Oh, and Katie's gonna top out at 6086. I think Fractal said something about a mullen here. The crowd's like, go for it. Why the heck not? World champion. 1.2 there. Oh my goodness. 1.3.
Fractal saying, I never have to burn.
Never burn.
Oh!
Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness, but what a performance.
Amazing game from Fractal.
4 readies, let's count them down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Whew. Catch your breath.
I cannot believe what we just saw.
Any one of our top 8 players can take this whole thing. Obviously, I would say Fractal's the favorite, but that was just one game. We can see what happens here in game 2. Katie, though, oh my goodness. Come on, Katie. Oh no, and a quick top out, and Fractal will advance. Katie fought like hell in that game 1. Maybe that killed in game 2, but we'll go ahead and focus on Scooty and Oscar here. Scooty's having, like, tell me about that game while I'm playing my own game. Blue's the best. Early on here, 162, 119, both clean boards. Blue Scooty dealing with one little weird tuck situation, fills it in. Waits till the very last moment to spin his piece because he can. I like that he's waiting to get, he's practicing for the higher speeds. He's like, he'll wait to the moment, then roll over. Is that flexing? Is that practicing? Is that showing off? How do you interpret that?
My guess is that it's easiest for him because it's like the rhythm that he falls into.
So fall, 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 roll. Fall, 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 roll. Fractal was mentioning that the delay with the piece being introduced to the field is different depending on where the previous piece falls. So it generates quicker if you're at the bottom of the board. Found that interesting.
Every once in a while I do feel something like that, but I always thought I was just imagining things.
So maybe that's why those hero moves at the top of the board are more possible.
Yeah, no, that feels very validating to learn.
So 304, 285 out of 1 Tetris difference. Two good clean games.
Speaking of learning, there is an amazing amount of camaraderie between the players. They won't withhold any information from anyone, even their opponents. Everyone's just here to see everyone have a good time and help each other improve.
Live tournaments are where it's at. The online scene's great to grow our community, but if it wasn't for these get-togethers, it kind of feels soulless. You feel good after one of these, even if you don't perform well. I didn't even qualify for a silver, and I'm having a time of, I'm loving it. Can't wait for next month in Phoenix. Oscar in a little odd situation, needs a 2-wide piece to fill in here. Now he has a line dependency in column 8. A little drought here for both players. Scooty finishes the drought with a Tetris. He's up 441 to 387. Oscar, maybe with those 2 squares, that's a dirty Tetris setup. And knocks down the dirty Tetris. Oscar almost out of trouble now. Well, not trouble, but cleaning up the room. So 490 to 416, we're about 100 lines. Blue Scooty, the Kansas City regional winner. He did not bring his apron. Going for the jersey instead, way cooler. Oscar setting up for the column 3 Tetris.
So the numbers that you see after the people's names are their ranking that they scored for this tournament. So that's where they qualified in the tournament.
Quite a dramatic jump to, I believe Oscar had 2 max outs and Scooty had 5 or 7, or it was way more than, there was kind of a drop off between the 4 and 5 seed. But anytime you can max out the game on demand within an hour time frame, you've got potential to win.
The whole time I was qualing, Scooty was right behind me telling me that I just need to get 6 more max outs.
That's all he needed.
It's like, Scooty, you're asking quite a lot from me.
Transition 656 for Scooty, transition 551 for Oscar. but Scooty's board is speckly. And Oscar's board is clean with that micro adjustment, seeing the L coming in. Scooty getting the column 3 Tetris, 691, 579. This is only best of 3 in this round 1 match. Trip to the semifinals are on the line. That lead, though, growing for Scooty. Oscar's going to have to play one off the bottom here, and he does. Scooty's board is just so clean and perfect. And Oscar maintaining that well, one off the bottom. He knows that he has to be aggressive. 828. 675. The lead is growing for Scooty, although now his board's a little bit of, not danger, but it's just losing scoring potential. This is where Oscar can make a little bit of a comeback. Knocks on another Tetris, Oscar. He's going to keep that well, one off the bottom. He's done this for the past several levels now. Scooty's getting about 2/3 of the way up. And not scoring Tetris is more importantly. That lead is shrinking. 872, 769. Dirty Tetris Scooty. 910. Doing a screen look. Setting up a line dependency in column 8.
For those in chat who don't know, Church is one of Scooty's cats. So everyone who's saying Scooty's cat is better than him, that must be a very impressive cat.
951 or 951, 869. We're approaching 230, but both players roll. They can go deep into the game. So getting your stack low is critical here, even if you sacrifice some points to maintain that health. $9.99 Blue Scooty. And there's the million points for Blue Scooty, but look at this comeback. Oscar's at 980. The comeback is, this lead is shrinking. And Scooty hangs the Z, approaching level 29. Max out for Oscar. Double max out, first of the tournament. And now level 29 for Scooty, halfway up the board.
This is where
he opens up his holes. Oscar transitions at 8. It's a 1 Tetris difference, Anna. Could Oscar sneak this away?
Oh.
Scooty at 105.
No.
Oh my goodness! And Oscar nearly made the comeback with a 102.
What amazing play from
Oh.
both competitors.
That could have flipped, but amazing comeback by Oscar. Great resilience. GG's, both players.
Hey everybody, so I am here with the player you just saw, Oscar. So how did you originally get into Tetris?
So I've been playing since 2004. I was an active player. Classic Tetris, I started playing in 2020, but I've been seeing the players play since 2013, 2014. So I was a fan for a very long time. And I was young back then. I couldn't compete, like I didn't have the opportunity. Also, like back then, like Yanni, Jonas, Harry, because like I would never put myself up there. So I wouldn't even compare myself. Like, you know what, they're too good. I wouldn't even try.
So then, what was your first tournament ever?
It was Vegas. I went against you. That was the first time.
That's right.
Then I lost against Huff. So it was a really good experience. And also, it was my first time playing the CRT. That was my first time. I always play flat screen.
Oh my gosh. So how was dealing with the less lag?
Right now, good. But before, it's kind of like off timing. So like I'm just praying that like I do good enough, which I did back then. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then you went to CTWC the past 2 years, I think, and you had back-to-back gold bracket appearances.
Yeah, so last year I didn't really practice, and like it just showed my performance. I didn't like my performance before, and 2 years ago I went against Jeff as my debut, and honestly that was the hardest part. Like I didn't want to eliminate Jeff. I thought I was gonna get jumped at like the after party or something.
Well, it's always amazing when you get to follow the scene for so long and then get to play a legend. And not only that, you got to defeat a legend. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah. So CTWC will come in Cali this year. So, and I live in Southern California. And so when I heard that announcement, I'm pretty sure like there's gonna be so many people like rooting for me, so I actually started playing again, started practicing again, and like trying to find my rhythm and the tempo of playing.
That's amazing. So do you have any people that are watching you here at home that you want to give a shout out to?
Okay, shout out to the One Ways community. Is it Ride and Die? Shout out to a friend from Florida. Shout out to my parents. And my mom, she actually inspired me to play. Yeah, since I was 4 years old, so shout out to her.
That's amazing. So your mom was a player too then?
She's a player, yeah, like when I was 4, and like ever since like I just been an active player. And this is a dream come true, playing in the big stage, playing against best players in the world.
Yeah, that's true. Again, we've talked about it all afternoon. This is such a stacked regional. So what are your impressions of this event?
It got me off guard because I didn't know so many people coming out, like Miles, Alex, yeah. Who else? Blue Scooty. I didn't know so many players will come, so like I'm like, you know what? I actually have to practice. I didn't know. My game plan was to play on the long run, like get to level 39, but that didn't work.
Well, you almost defeated the first person to crash the game. That's got to feel pretty special.
Yeah, I just got nervous and kill screen, so I have to work on that if I want to go pretty far.
Well, you'll have a few months to practice for CTWC. Best of luck at that tournament. So who do you think now is going to win the whole thing today?
Today, honestly, any players will take, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if any of the players will take it, but I don't know. It's honestly, I don't know. Any of them could take a, yeah.
Yeah, Fractal, Scooty, Miles, and Alex T. Couldn't get a better top 4 than that. Well, to be in the top 8 is a huge honor, so congratulations again, Oscar, and thanks for the interview.
All right, thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I want to say thank you all so much for watching. Now as a reminder, the Genesis X CTWC jerseys are available until May 5th. More information down in the description below. Friendlies Reckoning this week, you get to see me versus Harry, as well as this Saturday you get to see Jeff versus Green Tea in the first ever Dallas Underground event featuring Dog, Miles, Andy, and Sodium. This week, don't want to miss it. Now, real quick, I just want to talk about Game 1 between Katie and Fractal, and I want to talk about Fractal's game because, oh my freaking gosh. First things first, Fractal just, shows up 700k transition, 716 to be exact. And a 700k transition doesn't really happen too often in comp. It's pretty rare, but he's Fractal. He just goes and does it. But what really is insane is what his score is at level 28. Fractal would end up topping out this game at a D45. That's 1,345,000. Now, he was 5 lines away from the kill screen, or level 29 speed. And now think about this. If you got those last 2 Tetrises, those last 2 Tetrises are worth 70,800 points. And do you know what his final score would have been bumped up to? E16140, or 1,416,140 points. Like, holy cow, isn't that freaking ridiculous? Like, a 1.4 could have happened if he would have gotten the bar. Like, it's not like he stacked poorly at that point. He just didn't get the bar. But oh my gosh, I just had to, before I talk about the upcoming matches, I just had to really emphasize that point because that is probably one of the best games of level 18 and level 19 combined that we'll probably see all throughout the CTWC 2024 season, maybe even one of the best 18 and 29 games ever. Now, up next we're going to reach our top 4. This is when also I start to hop on commentary, but our top 4 is going to be Miles versus Alex T and Fractal versus Scooty. First things first, Miles versus Alex T. It's already going to be a crazy matchup. Miles has been having strong tournaments recently. Of course, his Waco tournament right before Genesis was strong. He made it into the finals, and now he's going up against Alex T. Alex T playing in this regional, it's around his area, and he has been on an absolute tear, especially when it comes to level 30 or the 29 through 39 and even some level 39. Yeah, crazy as it sounds. So that matchup is going to be very interesting. Definitely one to keep your eyes on. And that will be one that will be coming up next. And then for our other top 4 matchup, we have Fractal versus Scooty. And at the time, this is at Genesis, Fractal, Scooty, and Andy were the only 3 to crash the game. So that will be a battle of the game crashers. You have Fractal, the world champion, and then Scooty, the wonder kid, who, first to crash the game, make global headlines. Really, these top 4 matches is probably going to be the most insane top 4 that we'll see throughout the CTWC 2024 season. Heck, it's comparable top 4 to Waco. If you not, you can argue that it could even be better, but that's, a tough argument to make considering that Waco had Dog, Andy, Blue, Scooty, and Miles. But yeah, just, a real quick lore drop for those that enjoy these. I'm going to try and bring them back incrementally here every now and then. But yeah, if you made it to this part of the video and you've watched all the way to this point, put hashtag lore drop in the comments so I know that you guys are enjoying this kind of end of match kind of content. But that's going to do it. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you haven't. Let me know your favorite moment down in the comments below. Mine, Alex T, Game 4. All that needs to be said. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss out on another upload. CTWC 2024 is right around the corner and things are ramping up. It is going to be an insane year. Anyways, I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I'll see you in the next video here on CTWC.